Hello there, and as usual, I'm Aaron from Senchai Gamers, and welcome. So today we're taking a look at another beautiful ship from the Steam Workshop. But before we take a look at that, I'm going to remind you how you can get your own ship featured in the weekly spotlights. Now, it's quite easy. Number one, you post your ship in the comments below and give me a little bit of a briefing about it, and if I like the look of it, I like the feel, and I like what you've done with it, it will be featured in the spotlights to come. Alternatively, if you just build an awesome ship and I spot it on the workshop, that is how a lot of them get featured on here as well. So now that's out of the way, let's do a little bit of an exterior tour of the ship and then we'll go inside. So first off, going to the front of the ship, what really attracted me into this was it wasn't the usual roundness that Aaron goes to. It's got these very square, sort of diagonal reinforcement lines. So you can see we've got the two colours that contrast lovely, and look at these rocket launchers tucked in here. So these are of course the turret version, and down the side this guy's expecting some serious broadside action, because we've got 6 in each one of them cells, making for a total of 4 cells of 6. That is madness. That's going to be a whole array of carnage and lag-based mess. So going to the front here, you'll notice that there is a thruster glow coming from this block. That might be a little bit confusing. You can see he's added even more rockets here as well. The expenditure of rocket ammunition must be crazy with this vessel, but he's used them stairs in there to create a little bit of detail. What you will notice about the ship is a lot of function has been sacrificed to get a certain sort of look. So you can see the thrusters actually behind there. In the survival-based server, that would just melt a massive hole, but it's not really super needed, that hatch there on the front, if you ask me. So you can see how the rib sort of descends down to the center. And as we go around towards the bottom of the ship, you can see he's created that effect all the way around, making it look like each one of these browny khaki sort of coloured beams is a reinforcement for each individual cell. Really nice indeed. Now, since this is a bit more of a square ship, you can see what he's done here in this area. If we just come to the top, he's narrowed it in, and on the top we've got ourselves some Gatling based turrets, and we've got this like weird ribbon type effect with some airtight doors. Very fancy indeed, and he's really made a lot of use of the interior and the stair blocks to add a lot of detail. Now, you don't see a lot of people using the stair blocks to add detail because they're not very armoured. They get destroyed extremely easily, so I added some ramps and stair blocks in there just to create a little bit of effect. So as this tucks out, you can see this is actually a thruster housing, 2 more thrusters there on that side, and as it comes to the back, it's 2 more thrusters at the rear. But just look how it curves in, and we've also got even more rockets at the side. This ship's broadsides are going to be absolutely amazing. So as we come up to the top, you can see we've got this bridge area. Now, I'm not too sure if this is the bridge or that's the bridge at the back. I would hope that that rear area would be the observation deck, because this bridge area is quite well protected, and we've also got the airtight doors that can come down over the bridge and offer some sort of protection. Very nice indeed. You can see the protective barriers there at the side. You can see we've got ourselves a little laser antenna on the top to do some communications, as well as a beacon. Now, as we come into this rear area, we've got this really cool combination of both stairs, ramps, and then these thrusters. And there's a few of these little areas here where we just put the round blocks in to add a little bit of detail. It could be a fuel tank, some sort of storage, but just look at the rocket launcher galore. Insane. But each one of these windows also has this protective cover that I think is a really nice addition that is done, and divided up between the protective covers is an armored blast block, so that'll add even more protection into this area. Very well thought out and very nice sort of design. So as we come to the rear now, this is where this design gets a little bit funky. We've got the exposed thrusters at the back, nothing too special, but we have this area at the back. Now, is this a reserve sort of command area? Because of course it offers a great line of sight of the whole ship and to the side. If it was a sort of freighter, then you could expect that, but I'm just guessing this is some sort of reserve cockpit or observation deck area. Anyway, let's pop inside and I'll show you around it. Now, since this ship is a little bit of a set piece, it means that there's some areas of the ship inside that tend to conduct themselves as storage for a lot of thrusters and whatnot. So we're now in that rear area. So we've got a lovely little bit of lighting as that area goes darker and lighter. And you can see we've just got this basic deck. We've got the deck area that leads down here to the jump drive section. So you can see that's nicely put behind that plate glass. And now we're on the lower deck. So as we go into this section, this is what's quite interesting about this ship. We've got this small hangar sort of cargo bay. We've got the airlock at the bottom. And then we've also got the airlock into this section that leads to some sort of drop pod or descent pod. You can see we've got the atmospheric thrusters on the side there. And this very reinforced housing to add a lot of protection to this area. So this area's got to be really, really important. Got some turrets in here to offer protection as well in case someone gets up inside. And this looks like it's some sort of backup spawner that you can drop out the bottom that I really like the idea of. And if we come to the bottom of the ship there, you can actually see that's where he's added it in. Obviously, them doors will open up and them thrusters will drop on down, and he'll be able to save whatever he's got aboard the ship or whatever crew are left. Just a really beautiful creation. So if we go to the front now, this is, I'm going to duck and just cut through the wall, and I'm going to show you, this is what the whole of the front area is pretty much made of. It's just thrusters combined with other thrusters. That wouldn't work in a survival setting, but it's more looking at the ship for its beauty rather than its super functionalness in this particular area. So if I just phase through the bottom of the block, you can see that we've got no sort of interior along the front area of the ship at all, but still a very nice design and something that you should definitely check out. Let's go to the bridge here and just do a quick test flight. We'll pop our character in and we'll just see. Now what I'm really excited about is actually rockets, just to see what tab they're on, because when them rockets are fired, I'm guessing they are mad. Let's actually launch a salvo of rockets. I'm not sure which side. Oh, that's just all the rockets. Yeah, that would be a mighty scary volley, especially if you're coming down the sides. There's overlooked sort of broadsides in space battles, but when you're passing someone and you can't train your main guns on targets, having a volley of rockets like that is great. Let's have a look at our acceleration now. So we've got quite good acceleration. Let's have a look at our stopping sort of speed. Quite good as well. Our maneuverability left and right is quite hampered. I'm making massive movements of the mouse just for a small bit of movement, but the acceleration is still quite good. But I've seen ships of the similar size outclass this in performance sort of characteristics. Anyway, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. If you want to check this ship out, there will be a link to it down in the description below, and I will see you next time.